so much for tuning into the mystical, magical realm of color and color therapy and crystals, I would say. I would also say essential oils. I would also say food. I would also say clothing. Color is pervasive. Color is magnetic. Color is attractive. Color is manifestation. I am so blown out of the water because we have Change Your Mood Oracle. It's amazing. We're going to shift some energy. We're going to just have real conversation. We're going to realign to us as human beings. We are holding space for transformation. We are attracting abundance. We are attracting love. We are radiating joy because that's what we have to do. I am like so blown out of the water by the culmination of events. Drua, I see you. I would say the link to share with people would be chromamystic.com. Just a big old splashy thing. I am really curious. I'm going to do a reading for you and just see what's up. Because I know what's up in my life, but I'm curious to see what colors we can poke and prod and invite for you. So I have the Color Mage Oracle, big old honker, and then we'll dive into positive emotions and feelings. We'll try and get the positive feelings out. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. My life has been crazy in the past, I would say 6 years, just because of the nonsense that I've endured. And I am so grateful to be in a place right now where I have so much potential and so much possibility and so much freedom. It is profound to me. So when I launched this on Kickstarter, my intention was to raise a bunch of money and to really solidify that doing this color work is what I want to do full time. That was the intention. By creating the Kickstarter, I was creating a spell. I was creating a prayer. I was sending my intentions out into the universe. And I was claiming my authority on my energy and my creations and my power. And by circumstance, that has succeeded. It's so wild. We are currently in a Mercury retrograde, which I didn't really pay attention to until after the fact. And my friend was like, hey, we're in a Mercury retrograde, and this is why that you said what you said. You misspoke, I guess. And you challenged the status quo as who I be. That is my intention and my personification. My mission in life is to challenge the status quo. That's just who I am. It's in my nature. And lo and behold, I used profanity at my day job, and I was terminated at the end of the day. I think it's a beautiful, I think it's a really beautiful culmination of experiences when you show up and you create with intention, the universe responds. And I think it's pretty profound and beautiful. And I don't apologize because I know that I see people where they are and I reflect that. So with my readings, I reflect to you where you are in your life, regardless. I don't care about your ego. I don't care about your limitations. I acknowledge those. I acknowledge where you are, the ceiling, the barriers, but I am here to bust through. I am like dynamite. So I am not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just here to simply be. And that's why I like to do readings. So please, in the comments, let me know if you want a reading. I am just celebrating the fact that I have taken Change Your Mood Oracle to a whole different pathway. It was not even a circumstance where I woke up that day premeditated to be like, hey, I want this to happen. It was a circumstance of me just being authentic, me just being real, me calling my manager out and being like, you rescheduled my high level meeting, my mid year performance review, without consulting me in advance. Therefore, I'm going to check yourself because I understand in corporate America, there is no accountability. So I am the vessel, I am the spirit, I am the megaphone in order to hold accountability, which I think is pretty profound. And a lot of people don't give themselves permission to use their voice, use their action, their energy, their identity in order to hold leadership. If she was not leadership whatsoever, that she was not leadership, I would say management, holding management accountable. So I'm a person of authenticity. I'm a person of truth speaking, and I think that's the most powerful thing you can do on this planet is to live your truth of I have spent my entire life being bullied, being harassed, being overlooked, being overshadowed, being ignored. But you know what? I am more powerful than that because that's who I am. So that's what I'm bringing into my readings. And some people feel as though it's really not their cup of tea, but you know what? It totally is because it's exactly what you need. So let's open it up. Drew, this is a reading for you because this is powerful. So we are using the Color Mage Oracle. This is 108 color cards. These colors are going to communicate to you the vibrational frequency that you are operating at. And color is energy. Energy is everywhere. Energy is the plants, energy is the animals, energy is the people, energy is the clothes you wear, energy is exactly who you are in every single moment of your life. Even if you are not going through the motions with corporate America, you know, or whatever it is, you are existing for a reason, and that is power, and that is beauty. It's profound. So I am so blessed because this is an opportunity for me to show up for you and to do some readings and to like live my truth. I am free. And it is the most wild manifestation that I can experience and share with you. So you get to witness this in real time. And I want to share this with you because I think it's valuable. It is a valuable lesson in living an authentic vibration. You are a person, you are a personality, you are a being. You get to choose and decide the words you speak. Those have consequences, but you get to own them. And that is the magic and beauty in this. So let's check out the colors and to see what is in store for you. Really powerful. Yes. So Change Your Mood Oracle, we are funded. However, it is available on my website. And depending or not, I mean, I can buy them in bulk. So what that means is when we get enough orders, I can buy them in bulk and then I can refund people for like the difference. So right now things are they're pretty like high ticket, but you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I really don't know how else to do this other than a bunch of people getting the death, getting wisdom, knowledge. It is what it is. We're rolling with it. We're feeling it out because I'm real. Like I'm real. I'm organic. And I think that's pretty profound. We have Himalaya. You got to love yourself. We got to do a Himalayan salt bath. You know what? You sprinkle some Himalayan salt bath. So Himalaya salt in your bath. And you get to purify the energy. You get to purify your ancestral line. You get to purify those thoughts that you have about yourself that you've been carrying all these years and feeling like you don't matter or it's not worth it or you're not worth it. You get to transmute that. For example, I stripped down naked in 2013 and went into Lackawanna River. I went into a river in public naked because that is the type of person that I am. I am the type of person that supersedes limitations because I understand that we are living an active vibration. We are living the universe. We are alive and we do not have to apologize for being alive. And for us being alive, that's all we need. We are alive and to be grateful because we are loving and trusting and beautiful. There's a beautiful bumblebee that's alive. Himalayan salt lamp is here to purify the negative energy in your life because you don't need that negativity. You do not need to be defined by the limitations of your parents. You do not need to be defined by the limitations of your corporations. You do not need to be defined by the limitations of anything you make up in your brain. It's so profound and beautiful. You are on a hero's journey. This is spirit. You have to recognize when you are being called right now, you being invited right now to just show up and to ask and to be real. This is a reading that is recognizing that there are wounds. There are wounds that have influenced you, that have created trauma, that have created obstacles, that have created limitations, systemic oppression. This is what I'm speaking about. This is an organized system of chaos that is trying to trick you into believing that you are less than, that you are ungrateful for their fakeness. Spirit is an energy of a warrior. I am asking you, and the universe is asking you, to show up and to be strong and to communicate in a way that is authentic, that understands that you will overcome this adversity because you are powerful. This brings it back to magic. You have to activate pink energy. Pink energy is the energy of attitude. It's the attitude of how you show up every single day. Remember how you felt when you were just dancing your ass off in public, in the real world? Remember how you just let yourself go and let yourself just show up in a public space? Remember how you just showed up and went out to a bar and just decided to just show up? Remember who you were, that freedom? You gave yourself permission. You gave yourself permission to simply celebrate who you are in that moment. And then life happened and you were able to meet some peeps. You were able to meet some peeps and been able to just socialize, communicate, vibe. You gave yourself permission to just harmonize with the universe. You allowed the universe to live through you for a moment. And in that moment, you were alive. And you still have access to that moment. Ooh, I have a salt lamp. Cool, 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 cool. Mimo, what are you talking about today? I am doing readings. We are free balling it. So if you want a reading, please let me know in the comments. We are celebrating the fact that Change Your Mood Oracle has shifted my energy in the universe and set me free from a toxic corporate job that I do not need anymore. That is the beauty and the blessing. There was a restructuring that happened, and I'm just so grateful because I'm able to celebrate what my intention and my prayer was. We have gold, Drua. We are activating abundance. We are activating money. Shoo. I'm real. Oh my God! Look, there's deer. Look at the deer. Oh, there's a little message. A little baby deer. You see the deer? I hope you saw the deer. That was like, I am telling you, that was a sign. Deer do not just show up uninvited. Deer is a reflection, and it's a metaphor for family, for sticking together. It is, it's a reflection of connecting to maternal energy as well as paternal energy, but more so maternal, just because we just saw a mom and a little baby Bambi. It is about going through life together and not apologizing, not feeling shame or guilt for wanting a connection with your parents, wanting a connection with your mom, wanting a connection with your dad. That is nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of or having to feel like you use resources. We're talking about resources. There's abundance. Trust your Midas touch. I don't think it's a curse for you being the way you are. I don't think it's a curse or a bad thing for you to feel the things that you feel. You just need to give yourself permission and space to allow yourself to express yourself, because so much of life like keeps you stuck and keeps you prevented from expressing exactly who you are. And that is the magic and beauty of this reading, because it's bringing out this understanding that you have this powerful gift to appreciate abundance, not just monetary, but abundance of life, abundance in connections with people. When you communicate, when you show up for another person, you're bringing your whole self to the table. And I think that's pretty profound, and that's not something to apologize for. So I want you to use pink and gold energy right now to elevate, to like raise that vibration, and to really say, you know what, I love myself. I love this because this is personifying strawberry lemonade. So if you've been drawn to lemons recently, you're still riding that lemon wave, because lemon is an energy of detoxification. It's an energy that is activating your solar plexus. Your solar plexus chakra is a center of personal power. And that personal power is detoxifying. You are being initiated. That's a beautiful word. And I didn't really associate to that word until yesterday when I was fired, when my friend was like, you are being initiated. But I share this with you right now because we are undergoing this Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde is reviewing, reflecting, getting rid of anything that is not in frequency with who you are right now. It's the most transformational time right now. It's really powerful and really beautiful, and we have to make sure that you are really trusting yourself. Remember when you were 25 years old. Let's just reflect, because Mercury retrograde is asking you to reflect and review. Remember when you were 25 years old. I'm having a cardinal just dive bomb me looking for some peanuts. the the animal kingdom is like actively responding to this visceral stream of consciousness, which is truly profound. So I want to dive into Change Your Mood Oracle, but I have to open up it because I forgot I didn't bring the deck that I already have opened, which my bad, but I'll open this up with my teeth. Man, let me just see. Mo says Ozzy just passed. Yes. Yes. So about 4 hours ago, since I have a lot of time on my hands, I recognize in the media that Ozzy has passed. And that it really stuck with me, because Ozzy was a person that was misunderstood in so many different circles. Ozzy was a being and a person that was different, a person that was down to earth, a person that really just created from a space that was raw and pure and organic. And I think it's really beautiful and profound that Ozzy understood that his physical body had limitations. He understood that life has limitations to it, and he decided to just surrender. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that any human being can do, is just self-actualize and recognize that you can create for as long as you can create, and have the power and authority to decide and to control when you decide you want to leave. And I think that's perfectly beautiful and okay, because that is self-actualization. There is no guilt, there is no shame, there's nothing. You get to celebrate. And Ozzy Osbourne was a beautiful human being that transcended every single limitation in his life in order to create, until he decided, you know what, I'm going to move on. And I think that's badass. And I think it deserves a tremendous amount of respect and admiration, as well as mercy and forgiveness. I mean, yes, we're still living, but we still, as living, we can still soak up his musicality, his art, his craft. We get to soak up his brand. I think it's beautiful. And I thank you, Mo, for bringing this into the conversation, because it definitely is resonating, and it hit me today. And I want us to share space with that, because Ozzy is a real human being and dealing with real human struggle, and being able, I just feel as though he just loved people for who they be, for wherever they came from. So, I mean, that's the impression that I got, instinctually. And so my heart goes out to him, his family, and you know what? That's the way it be. It's so wild how the times have changed in the past 20 years, how entertainment has changed in the past 20 years. And I just want to hold space for the validity and the sacredness of pop culture, because pop culture really personifies and it really influences how we show up in the world as consumers. You and me are consumers. I have that abundance candle too. If you have an abundance candle Drua and your reading came up to activate abundance, I'm gonna need you to light that abundance candle and pray. I'm gonna need you to be like, whatever goddess or spirit is out there, I need help. I need you to light the candle and simply ask for help. Please ask for help because it's real. Let's see what Change Your Mood Oracle is now that I'm done eating the plastic from it, which I have to recycle. So, ooh, okay. So Change Your Mood Oracle is an oracle deck that is all positive feelings. So when you're shuffling this deck, the only thing that's coming out of it is positivity, because essentially the intention is to get you to activate and own positive feelings in your life. And so the feeling is wild. It's asking you to get out of the house. Wild is wanting you to feel like you are getting outside, traveling, also exploring your ancestry. So how have your ancestors used the element of travel to expand their horizons, to go beyond their own limitations? I can tell you, Drua, that your ancestors have traveled multiple states in order for you to be born right now. So I'm just, or not right now, but you know, back then when you needed to be born. So I'm just saying, wild is asking you to get outside. It's asking you to make some plans and get beyond whatever domestication that you've been enduring, because it is pretty profound. It is pretty profound. You want freedom. You want to feel free, and there's no shame. There's no guilt in wanting to feel free. I love that. I love that. Ooh, you have a salt lamp. Awesome. So light it up. Light your salt lamp. Turn it on. And wear some clothes. Get an outfit together and get out. Go get out. Because you are being called. You're being invited to get out. Get out of the house. Explore. I'm not talking about shopping here. I mean, it could be shopping, but I'm talking about doing something you normally wouldn't typically do for yourself. Socialization. I think that's pretty profound. We are doing readings. If you are new here, I'm Bernard. Thank you so much for showing up. We are doing color readings. If you're not familiar with readings, these are like tarot readings. They are completely intuitive. They are life advice. What else? Yeah, you can purchase the deck on my website, chromamystic.com. We have been successfully funded on Kickstarter with Change Your Mood Oracle. And right now I am doing free readings for anyone who needs a reading at this time to celebrate my prayers have been answered. I wanted to create my Kickstarter for Change Your Mood Oracle in order to leave my corporate job, and that was possible. So I'm super grateful because it just needed to happen. And I have been doing these readings for 15 years. For 15 years, I have been shuffling the cards, connecting with people like you, and giving people like you the permission to just sit and reflect and to think about their life and to have a cool, down to earth conversation. Because I want to meet you where you are, and I just want to be like, oh, okay, so that sucks, but you know what? We can do something better. And that's what I'm about. I'm about bridging you where you are today to bridge you to whoever you need to be tomorrow, you know? So I think it's pretty beautiful and profound. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hannah, hello. Hannah, I love your name, and I'm just going to give you a reading just because I think it's really beautiful and profound, and I really appreciate the emoji. I appreciate you coming into my space with positive energy, and we are just going to check out what's up. So please let me know if this resonates. Let me know if any of this makes sense, because this is stream of consciousness. This is consciousness unfurled. This is like church, you know? This is a type of church that is colorful, that is diverse, that is inclusive, that is celebrating humanity. We are celebrating just being human. So Hannah, I am pulling it up. Oh, interesting. Oh, very interesting. You are an old soul. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Oh, I guess I should preface, is it Hannah or is it Hana? I mean, I've been exposed to both different pronunciations, so please let me know in the comments. You have Lighthouse, Saving Grace. This is beautiful because this is recognizing limitations. This is recognizing boundaries. This is giving yourself permission to recognize where the edges are in your life. And asking for help when you need help, I think, is important. So just a reminder, just for you going through your day to day, if you need help, please ask for help. You just need to be reminded to delegate. That's all. You don't have to hold the entire world on your shoulders. That's not necessary. But this card is indicating that you could just get some help where help is due. And that can show up in so many different flavors, so many different people. Even if you feel like you're always asking for help, you don't have to feel ashamed or feel guilty for that. You are a free spirit. I think I'm just drawing on this free spirit, new moon energy right now. We have tumbleweed. This is connecting to native worldliness. This is the connection. So tumbleweed is a symbol that represents movement. So if you need help moving, this is an indicator that's showing up in the reading. Tumbleweed is also about feeling like the type of person where you might not feel like you have substance or depth, or it's so tumbleweeds are old, decaying, balled up old plants. So that's where the lack of substance or depth comes from. So maybe your creative projects are they might be lacking that, or you feel as though they lack that. But I can tell you that you're in a period of transition. So the lack of depth and substance, that comes with time. And sometimes creative energy, creative projects, um, it just takes time for the tooth of it to come through. So don't be shy of change. I say this because of what's happening here. We have mint decisive action. So you have to make a choice. And the choices that you make are probably going to lead to the transitional phases of change, of transformation. So, I mean, you can use some spearmint essential oil. You can also use desert rose crystal, gypsum. That crystal is really powerful when you're trying to resurrect yourself and trying to rebirth out of a situation that seems like a pattern. That just you just seem like you're going through the motions. You don't know how to get unstuck from the routine going through the motions. So that's what this energy is. If you are just joining, thank you so much. I'm Bernard. I am from chromamystic.com. I do color readings for people. And I've been doing this for 15 years. It is my passion, my hobby, it's my career choice. It's my flavor flav. So I'm just here to let you know what colors you need in your life so that you can change your life in a positive way, in a positive direction. So Hannah, um, Hannah, first way you said it, I zoomed through the chat and I got to see it. So I'm really excited. Hannah, let's check out your Change Your Mood Oracle to see the positive vibration that is closest to you, that the feeling that you can activate right now so that you can hold and maintain positive energy in your life, which I'm super excited. So thank you so much for commenting and showing up because I miss doing this. I went under the radar for a bit because of the pandemic, and it's such a breath of fresh air to just return and to share this with you. So this is Change Your Mood Oracle, and we are going to check it out. We're going to check it out. Mint, tumbleweed, lighthouse. What does it mean? It's so funny because you have regal. Regal is all about activating that abundance frequency. You're worried about money. You're worried about self-worth. You're worried about being an authority of your own creative life force. I'm here to tell you it's about attunement. So it's so funny because your colors this is your color scheme right now. We have daffodil yellow, maybe sunflower yellow. We have this navy blue that's like an accent. The navy blue can be a little too depressive, so we want to make sure that we're counteracting it. And it's really beautiful because your energy is light. So you're really like accelerating and you're elevating at the same time. Regal is also about recognizing, acknowledging consciousness. So the more that you put in, you should really feel more confident about it because you believe in it. It just boils down to belief. So if you don't believe in it, it's not really going to amount to anything. So, what actions or decisions have you been procrastinating on that you need to like put into motion? With the caveat being we are under a Mercury retrograde, so maybe you want to give yourself some time until the Mercury retrograde subsides. But right now is a really good time for you to sit and reflect on those things that you are going to review, you're going to process, You're going to read the small details, the fine print twice, because your energy is transmuting where your family came from, and we want you to elevate and to lift. So you want to stop defaulting to limitations that your family has imprinted onto you, and you want to like go beyond that. It's powerful. It's beautiful. We are thriving here. We are thriving. Let me know if that makes any sense. I'm really curious. You could totally enjoy like a mint julep candle, because mint is asking you to when we have to make a decision, we tend to procrastinate, or we tend to avoid, or we get overwhelmed. So mint energy is great for just refreshing your mind, and that exhaustion that you might feel when you have to like pivot all the time, or you're having trouble sustaining your energy. It's so spearmint. I huff some spearmint essential oil when I have a hangover, just because I'm completely exhausted or burnt out. So that's my go-to. I think it's pretty powerful and profound. Thank you, Drewa, for mentioning that you gotta be respectful. That's what I'm saying. Caleb was asking a question. What is the question? I'm new. Oh, Hannah, you're new. Well, welcome. Thank you. I'm Bernard. This is what I do for fun. This is what I do full time. This is pretty fun for me. It's kind of like a life coach in your pocket, in a way. What did I click on? You clicked on me doing readings. This is beautiful. I made this deck. I'm an author. I have been doing this for 15 years. It's called the Color Mage Oracle. You can find me, you can stalk me at chromamystic.com. Check it out. It's color therapy. So I encourage people to wear colors. I encourage people to do different foods, like eat different foods, aromatherapy. Color can be, oh, I see a hummingbird. Oh, come back, hummingbird. When a hummingbird shows up, you know the energy and the magic and the joy is real. We not only had deer show up, we had a cardinal show up, and now we had a bumblebee, and we just now had a hummingbird. And hummingbird is actually the inspiration behind this sigil on Change Your Mood Oracle. So this is hand drawn. It is a magical sigil. It's a sigil that allows you. So what you do is you can trace it with your finger as you are getting and centering when you're doing a reading, and you get to set the intention with the universe, with spirit, with God, whatever, with that higher self that you feel, and you get to align with that energy of joy. And that is a spirit. That's the message, ultimately, is just spark you with some joy. It kind of reminds me of a fairy godmother with a magic wand. Do you see it? Can you see the magic wand? It's so funny. And then there's like a smiley face. It's so cute. It's cute. All churches are everything you just said, right? Inclusive and whatnot. No, not all. All churches are not inclusive. They are political. This is the only church I believe in. I have reached a point in my life where I follow the church of nature. And if it is nature for you to love, The same sex, I think that is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and natural. That's where I am in my life. Ooh, thank you so much. I got full body tingles. Yes, yes. Your reading is about movement. So good things are coming. You don't have to be afraid to be like a floater in like social situations, because in a way you're just exposing yourself to different social groups and different ways of thinking, and I think that's really beautiful and profound. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and expose yourself to just floating. You don't have to stick with the same lunch table. You don't have to stick with the same people that you always stick to. You could just go ahead and give yourself permission to meet someone new. And you get to just spark a conversation on a human level with them. And I think that's really profound. I do that all the time at the grocery store. It's just talk to strangers because I find other people super fascinating. And I also just want to see you where you are in your life, because you are where you are, and I just want to get to know you and get to feel like we're sharing this moment together. And it's just human. It's just, this is me doing like a hug, because that's just in my nature. Jura says it's a beautiful deck. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Akash says, who are you? I'm Bernard. I am from Chroma Mystic, and I'm doing readings. And thank you so much for tuning in. Hannah, life got too much, too many bad things happening, so I have completely isolated. So, fun fact, in movies, in like old Western movies, tumbleweeds were used as a metaphor for foreshadowing death, bar brawls, cowboys fighting other people, you know, the typical Western conflict. But also, tumbleweeds were used and are used as a symbol for transition. So I know there's a lot of bad things happening. It's a transition. It's temporary. And I just want you to just hold that. It's not going to be forever. I know it feels like it's forever. Now I have goosebumps. I know that it's going to feel like forever. I know with the tumbleweed, it's like always tumbling. It's like it's constantly going into the next frame. But you know what? It's temporary. The beautiful thing about tumbleweed also is some tumbleweeds, they expand and they release seeds along their journey. So I just want you to just surrender in this moment and just really take it in, embrace that you're just in a period of transition. This is temporary. You can light some sage. Sage is a beautiful herb to light right now. And just hold yourself in such a place of remembrance that you're the universe and that you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. You're just moving. Okay? We're just moving. Things are happening, crazy things are happening, but we're just moving. Moving through the motions, you know? Okay, you've been procrastinating. I get it. You've been procrastinating. It's okay. Give yourself permission to procrastinate. It's fine. But eventually you're gonna have to not procrastinate, because then you're gonna stagnate. And we don't want you stagnating. We definitely want you to keep moving, because you're meant to keep moving. So we're just gonna be open. Pims, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. If you are just joining, we are doing readings. They are free. We are just holding space. We're having honest conversation with life. We had some deer show up. We had a bumblebee. We had a cardinal. And we had a hummingbird. And if those are not signs right now on my rabbit observatory, I don't know what is, because we are just human. And I love doing this because there's no devil. It's color. It's color. So every color, to just give you a little insight, every color has a meaning or a message. It could be a little different for everyone. Every color connects to a different energetic chakra point in your body. And it's very yoga. And you get to use the colors in your life. What does that mean? You get to wear the colors. You get to paint your nails. You get to put on makeup. So my clients are artists, and they get to feel inspired to do different artwork based on the different colors in their life. Some of my clients are just old people looking to have like some insight on where to go for the day, because they don't know what to do because they're retired. And then some people are just young and just looking for something to watch, something to feel good about. I've been young, and I know high school is rough. I know middle school is rough. I know life is rough. So I'm just here sharing my gift with you. So thank you for showing up. So if you want a reading, please let me know in the comments, because we're just rolling with it. We are rolling with it. Mask says, hey, aloha, aloha. Love that you get to do this full time. I will check out your decks to add to my collection. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There should be a payment plan, I believe. This is 108 cards, so it's larger than other decks you see at like the bookstore. Yeah, I don't know, me. It is what it is. First time on one of these lives, can I ask a question? You can ask a question. We are just here vibing. Pim says, this is a very beautiful message for Hannah. Yes, thank you for the affirmation. I really appreciate that, because we are a community. I think it's so. I remember way back when I was just starting out in my spiritual path. I would say, oh my gosh, I would say this was back in 2011, I would say. So this has been a minute, and I started, well, technically when I was 16, and I was at a boarding school for kids in poverty, and because my family had no money, and so we saw this opportunity, and they were like, hey, you can come to this boarding school for free. So that's what I did. That's when I really found my spiritual journey. And when I was just home over like a weekend or a break, I was on YouTube, and I was curious what witchcraft was. And I was like, okay, let's check this out. And the first YouTuber that I ever watched was a YouTuber by the name of Tiptoe Chick, and she would make videos on YouTube about Wicca, and she would call her YouTube people tubies, and it was beautiful, and it really made me feel at home, and I really learned a lot from her. She passed away years ago, but I really just hold that and hold the way that she just showed up for other people really close to my heart, because that's what YouTube is about. YouTube is a community. YouTube is a coming together. YouTube is an opportunity for you to just experience things that you normally would not get to experience. And that is why I do what I do. And that's why I came back online and social media after the pandemic, because I just feel like there are people there that are struggling just like I was, curious, confused, in the broom closet. So I'm just here making videos. Okay, could you read something between me and someone else, just like whatever inspires you? Sure. Absolutely. How about you in the chat? Give me a word, any word, the first word that comes to your mind, and I will give you a reading. And I will use that word so that we can connect. How about that? Because I don't know how to read swish, swish, curve, boomerang. I don't know how to read that. So I just need a word to like anchor myself on so that we can just connect. Because I think that's important. Janet, hello from Sweden. Oh my gosh, Sweden. I am so excited. I would love to go to Sweden. I feel as though this is big magic, and I totally want to see the world. And I am manifesting. We are manifesting because I know that I belong outside of the United States. My soul belongs. It just belongs outside of the United States, you know? It just belongs outside. So thank you for showing up. I welcome you. If you want a reading, please let me know. I appreciate it. Drew, thank you for welcoming everyone. I appreciate that. Pim says, my question, please. I would like to write a book. Ooh, this is something I can get into. I know a thing or two, and I'm involved in a lot of communities of a lot of authors, and I do have connections to literary agents. They're too busy to handle me, but it's fine. I would like to write a book. Will I become an author? If yes, what will be the highest good of my book? I love that. I really love the intention. The second, what will be the highest good of your book? Because ultimately that is essential to answering your first question. You would like to write a book. Will you become an author? Yes. But you need to know what the highest good is for your book. And I love that you asked that, because I think your own intuition is tuning into and vibrating with that. And I have goosebumps on my legs. I have goosebumps on my legs. So let's just see what energy is coming through for you, and we'll chat about it. We'll have a little consultation up in here. If you're just joining, we are doing readings. They're free, because this gives me life, and I just feel like if it gives you life, it's free. Ooh, okay. We got that one. Oh, okay, so we have some cards that are jumping. So when you're shuffling the deck that I'm using is the Color Mage Oracle. I made this deck. You can find it at chromamystic.com. But when you are shuffling and the cards are coming out without you like prompting it, and they're just jumping, that's when you really know that those are the messages that are really meant for you. It's just like eager energy that just wants to come through and let you know that you have something to say. Okay, so I am going to also shuffle from Change Your Mood Oracle, which we are successful on Kickstarter, which I'm really excited. So we're going to tune into the positive vibration. So the color mage oracle is colors throughout, whereas change your mood oracle is the positive feeling that you want to bring in. So for pins, you want to use this feeling in order to successfully, for the highest good, see your book to fruition and completion. I think that's important. Completion. We're under a Mercury retrograde right now. So just make sure we want to like complete our dreams. Yes, if you want a reading, please let me know in the comments. Okay. Pims, this is for you. Okay. You have Luna Moth. There's a lot coming through. Luna Moth could be a symbol for the cover of your book. You can put Luna Moth as your business logo. You could put you can create a Luna Moth symbol for the marketing that you do for your book. Luna Moth is coming through because it is about your dream. It's about your dream of having a successful book. And it's also connected to the goddess Ishtar. The goddess Ishtar is super beautiful and super magical. Ishtar gets a bad rap in history, but you know what? It's about activating and witnessing the beauty of creation, of fertility, feeling like your connection to what you have to say, what you're creating, that book has a purpose. But what's required is stripping the layers. So the story of Ishtar is she went down to hell to rescue her lover, but in order to do that, she had to strip. So there's a lot coming through. I'm really curious what genre your book is, because that also is a huge factor at play with a book being successful, with a book being out in the world. You have to pick a genre. I mean, it has to be categorized and cataloged. So please tell me in the comments what genre of book that you're trying to create. And what else? Luna Moth. Oh, I would say be mindful of the patriarchy, like the traditional system of oppression. There's different ways to publish a book. You can publish traditional, you can self-publish, you can publish in a serialized chapter way. You can release your book in chunks. The sky's the limit. So, I mean, it all depends on what you feel like doing. Right now, you have retrograde. This is no joke. We are currently under a Mercury retrograde. We have been under a Mercury retrograde for the past week or so. And this is the time to reflect and to review. So when you're looking and assessing your book, you want to decide whether or not, are you writing it for yourself? Are you writing it for a specific person? Are you writing it for marketing? Like nonfiction, educational, technical writing? You have to really decipher that for yourself. You have to figure out all the minutia of that. What else about retrograde? I would say you're just in a period of reviewing. I mean, I think it's a really important thing that you're asking right now. Will you become an author? Yes, but you have to decide what type of author you want to be. It just comes back to making decisions of who you want to be in this endeavor and in your life. It's totally possible, writing a book is so very easy right now. It just takes time to write the book. It takes time to like set up the things if you want to market it on digital platforms. It just takes time. And if you just have to look it up, or you just have to ask the questions. And I'm happy to answer those questions for you if you have those questions. And if I don't know the answer to it, I do know people that are editors. I know people that are agents. I know that people that are in the publishing industry, not just myself. So you just have to ask. Color-wise, I would say the best, besides the Luna Moth symbology, with dreams and with like your book is meant to transport your audience. The reader has to be escaping and like moving mentally to a different place. So that is the intention. So if you write your book in a way that takes your reader out of the mundane, everyday world, that is going to be a beautiful vehicle. And that's how you need to write. Is just write in a way that is taking the reader in a different place than where they are. If they're reading it at a coffee shop, or they're reading it in their bed, or if they're reading it on their porch, or if they're reading it on the bus on their way to their soul-sucking job. Your job is to help them just escape for a bit. You have Iris here, and it's eternal spring. So spring is probably so here we go. So when you're writing a book, and if you're self-publishing it, and if you're like promoting it yourself, marketing it yourself, you're doing it all yourself, you have to think ahead. There's nothing else to it. The sooner you get to like put up like a pre-order page, or a page that says, hey, I have this idea, sign up for it, the easier it is for you when the book is available, for you to be like emailing these people to be like, hey, the book is ready. And then people are there to celebrate you. And sometimes that just takes time. And that's what I've done. I've done that quite a bit. It's just, I don't have anything right now, but I have this idea. I'm committed to it. I'm doing it. It's live. I'm actively working on it. If you're interested, let me know, and I'll let you know when it's available. That's really all it is. It's just I have this thing, and if you're interested, there's nothing to it. So I would say, if you feel comfortable, once you figure out genre, who you're talking to, who you're writing to, maybe. So I'm a very visual person, and I love creating the cover of my books first. I just feel like I'm more motivated when I create the cover first. Some people say you gotta write the book first to know what to put on the cover, but I do things inside out and backwards. I'm weird like that. But I feel like it's a challenge, and I created all my covers, so I just think it's a creative challenge for myself, even if you have to do a little doodle. Just give yourself permission. I would say spring equinox is a really good time, like a goal for yourself, to set for yourself, to be like, okay, so I have all this time to write something. I'm going to give myself to spring equinox to be like, okay, this could be when you put up the like, sign up for my book that's coming soon page. Or it could be, depending on how motivated you are, that could be the time when you actually send the book into the world. You make a Kickstarter or something. I mean, there's so many different ways you can take this. The spring equinox is going to be another milestone. So the intentions that you're setting right now under this retrograde period are going to manifest themselves come spring equinox of next year. From Change Your Mood Oracle, we have deep. You got to get deep. You want to emotionally move people. It's about emotions, because the reader, the person that's reading, has to feel something. They have to feel like they still have questions. They have to feel like they are sweating during that sexy scene, or that like death-defying scene. Like, you have to make your reader sweat. You have to make them like feel something. That is the ultimate thing. Also, it's about honoring your emotions. It's about honoring your bandwidth during this time and writing as well. So deep also asks you to tap using EFT. Do you know what EFT is? I'm going to tell you. EFT is Emotional Freedom Technique. It is a tapping method. Let's see if I remember how to do it. It's been a minute since I tapped, but you're tapping on different points of your body. And as you're tapping, you are saying affirmations. You are going through a motion of releasing any fears that you have about your situation. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful stuff. Your reading is no joke. And I'm really hopeful that you really say yes, that you can be and are a successful author, because you are. I think that's really beautiful and profound and magical. So that is actually all the time that I have. I will be going live again, so please hang tight. Just let me know. Message me if you are in dire straits. I'm here, but I have to go. I'm going to get a beverage and a snacky poo. I appreciate it. Until next time, love, light, and color.